All right, the next step after you already have your diagonal lines drawn and they're colored in, then you're gonna cut. And after you have your lines measured a 1/2 inch apart on the back side and they're numbered, you're going to cut all those strips apart. So you have 24 1/2 inch strips. And I put them in a stack in order, starting with number 1 all the way to number 24. Try to keep them in order. It just makes it go much faster when you're trying to find your certain strips to glue. So first strip you're gonna start with is the middle one. So you're gonna find 12. There it is. You're gonna put off to the side the strips that go above 12 or come before 12 and the strips that come after 12. So just put them off to the side. So here I have number 12. All right, so he goes in the middle. Number 12 goes right in the middle. Your paper is in front of you, the portrait direction, which is the tall or vertical direction. And you are going to put your paper strip just like this, right in the middle. You're gonna glue it on. That's not gonna move. So one skinny line of glue. It's a little paper strip, so touch your glue bottle to the paper strip so you get that nice skinny line down the middle. All right, and then as best you can, try to center that on the sides and the top and the bottom. So it's about in the middle as best you can get it. Okay, let's do the top first. So here's my middle piece right here on this one. And here is 11, 10, 9, 8, all the way up to number 1. You're gonna start after 12, you're gonna start with 11. And 11 is going to, all these next paper strips are going to touch on the left side. They're gonna make a little curve on that side. And on the other side, it's going to be open a little bit. So next up is 11. 11's on the bottom of my pile. Before I even put any glue on it, I want to double check that that's the one that comes next. And even though mine isn't colored, I can see pretty well that that's the next one for sure. So glue on the back, skinny line, touching the paper, down the middle. We don't want big thick lines. It's gonna get glue all over this. We want this to look pretty neat. All right, so it's touching and it's just curving a little bit. See how this is just lifting up just a little bit. It's gonna eventually start to curve as you add each one. Touches on this side, it's open on the other side. Next one is 10. Before you put glue on, is this the one that comes next? For sure, yes it is. Number 10, skinny line of glue. Touches, overlaps. It can overlap a little bit. It's okay if the lines don't line up perfectly on this side right here. As long as it lines up and it's open over here, that's all you need. Okay, 8. Nope, it's 9. 9 was on the bottom of the pile here. Does it fit? Yes, that's really important. Don't get in a hurry and start to do that, because even if you have the right number, maybe it's upside down or backwards and you don't realize it till it's glued down and stuck in place. So make sure you take a second, double check that you have the right one. So it's touching, it's overlapping a little bit over here, and then it's open, open over here. So you do that all the way to number 1, and probably by the time you get to that last number 1, it's going to go off your paper a little bit, either maybe on the left side or on the top up here, and that's okay. All right, I finished from 12, 11, 10, all the way up to number 1 at the top. And before I placed the number 1, put glue on the back, when I made sure that was the next one in my strips, I just kind of noticed that it's gonna hang off the edge here, so I didn't put any glue towards the very end of my strip. so you don't have just glue hanging off the edge there. All right, so after 12, we're gonna start with 13, but on the bottom, you're going to connect it on the right side. So that's what's gonna make this curve here. So here's 13. All right, make sure it matches. Yes, but just make sure you remember that this side is gonna have the open edge now. So glue on the back. Skinny line. This is where it touches and overlaps, and this is where it's open. 14. Is that the one that comes next? Yes, it is. Make sure you don't start going too fast and you forget which side you are overlapping and which side you're leaving open, because it's really hard to peel these little pieces of paper back off and then to have an extra one that matches it perfectly if it rips or anything. 15. It's easier to see that they match too when you have the spaces colored in. Flap it, and then just finish the rest. All right, so from the middle, on the left hand side, you're connected at the top, and on the right hand side, you're connected at the bottom. And you can see how these straight lines all of a sudden look like they're curved just by the way you cut your paper and put it together.